will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Hello, I'm Sister Brenda Shipp, National Superintendent of Sunday Schools of the Original Churches of God. Highlights of Sunday School Lesson, January 30th, 2022, Lesson 9. Justice and the Marginalized. Text, Deuteronomy, 24th chapter, 10th through the 21st verses. Devotional reading, 3rd John, 1st chapter, 2nd through the 8th verses. Some people are poor and marginalized. How can their dignity and worth be respected? Deuteronomy demands justice for all who are poor or marginalized. A legislation called War on Poverty was introduced by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1964. The War on Poverty was intended to help end poverty in the United States. It was part of a larger legislative reform program. The War on Poverty and its associated reforms became a lightning rod for conservative criticism, as well as idealistic touchstone for liberals for generations. President Lyndon B. Johnson announced an unconditional war on poverty in his State of the Union address in 1964. He considered the depth and extent of poverty in the country. Nearly 20% of Americans at the time were poor. He identified the cause of poverty not as the personal moral failings of the poor, but as a societal failure. The cause may lie deeper in our failure to give our fellow citizens a fair chance to develop their own capacities, in a lack of education and training, in a lack of medical care and housing. The 40 programs established by the Act were collectively aimed at eliminating poverty by improving living conditions for residents of low-income neighborhoods and by helping the poor access economic opportunities long denied them. In our lesson today in chapter 24 of Deuteronomy, the Israelites are introduced to a set of miscellaneous laws. It speaks to the understanding of marital commitments for grounds for divorce and remarrying after divorce. The understanding of loan and collateral is interpreted in verse 6. If a person borrows anything, he is expected to provide collateral for his choosing as a sign of good faith for the loan. As we continue on in Deuteronomy 24, the understanding and ability or inability to appropriately practice these laws would have societal and divine consequences. These laws are not directed only to those who were wealthy, but are equally important for those who were poor. The remaining portion of chapter 24 is fixed on the dignity of the poor. How can the dignity and worth of those who are marginalized be respected? In Deuteronomy 24, the Lord makes clear his commandments to his people that the poor and oppressed should receive justice and be respected when they enter the promised land. The commandment is not only spiritual, it is also practical. Those who are under economic oppression need tangible help and transformation of structures that keep them oppressed, widowed, and marginalized in a godly society. Verses 6 through 18, God sees how we treat those who depend on us for their living. We must never humiliate others because they have less money or authority than we do. When we start to get proud and insensitive, we should remember what we were before the Lord saved us. When others have needs, don't close your eyes, don't close your ears, and certainly don't close your heart. Good words are not a substitute for good works. When we share with the less fortunate, we give to the Lord, and He sees it. That provisions are made for them and for us. God sees how we treat those who depend on us. God has special concern for the poor, and He depended on the generosity of His people to meet their needs. He promised to bless all who show compassion to aliens, widows, and orphans. We should ask ourselves, where would we be if others hadn't helped us to the same degree that we helped others? Application for activation. Daily we have seen people on streets or near freeways holding signs that in essence say, "I need help." Often we ignore their concern or don't think we have enough to help them in their time of need. Yet, our help, regardless of the increment, could be the assistance they need. Many of us have the privilege of going to a home, changing clothes, and having a meal. It may not be exactly what we want, but we have something. Maybe enough to share. Let's do something. Look for ways to assist the unprivileged, whether providing for their needs or advocating for their rights. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face towards you and give you peace. Until next week, be blessed.
I don't possess houses or land, fine clothes or jewelry, sorrows and cares. In this whole world, my lot seems to be. But I have a Christ who paid the price way back on Calvary, my Lord, and Christ alone, all and all, this world to me. There are some folk who look and long for this world's riches. There are some folk who look for power, positions too. Yeah, but I have a Christ all in my life makes me happy. And he's all in all, this world to me. Christ, he's all. He's everything to me. Christ is all. He rules land and sea. Yes, Christ is all. Nothing could be. And Christ is all and all, this world to me. Yes, Christ is all, means more to me than this world's riches. He is my sight, my guiding light through pathless seas. Yeah, and it's mighty nice to own a Christ who will my friend be. And Christ is all in all, this world to me. Yeah, Christ is all. He is everything to me. Christ, he's all. He rules land and sea. Christ is all. Nothing could be. And Christ is all. Christ is all. Christ is all. Yeah, this world to me. Yes, see, all this world to me. Yeah, he's all this world to me. I said he's all the world to me. He's my friend when I'm friendless. He's all this world to me. He's my joy and sorrow. Yeah, he's all this world to me. He's my hope for tomorrow. Yeah, he's all this world to me. When I'm down to my last dime, yeah, he stepped right in on time.